Hey, good morning, everybody. Steve Lynch here. Hope you're having a great day so far. I had a thought I wanted to share with all of you. We're obviously, it's November 11th today, and we're 3 days out from the election from this year. Obviously, anybody that's even half away is seeing what's going on in our country. I had a thought with people being able to have a conversation and dialogue with each other. It's amazing that people are I don't know if they're so against hearing other people's views, or if they oppose what a person may be feeling or thinking, that they think that they're anti their stance. It's almost like there's this roadblock, this wall around people's minds that doesn't allow them to see that other people may have opposing views than you, and that doesn't mean that they are against you or your views. That just means that they have differing views. And so much stuff that's being relayed out there in conversation is so inflammatory, and it's serving no purpose, because if we can't have dialogue with each other about some things that are going on, well, what do we have? I mean, we have to be able to have conversations with each other, or you can't move forward with anything. So, we could even use the Trump presidency, the election of Trump, as a topic. So, there are people out there that have some specific views on whatever. It could be abortion or gay rights, or the environment, like topics of climate change, all these things that some people have very just deeply emotional viewpoints on, and they might not line up with how you think. So my question is instead of putting stuff out there in an inflammatory way, as to say, if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot, or you're a racist, or you're this, or you're that, why don't we, social media is a big thing, and you probably have people that you converse with consistently, like they're ones responding to your post or vice versa. Well, let's say you had I think of another big topic right now going on, which is the pipeline. Now, I'm Cherokee Indian. The pipeline going on that is basically wanting to be laid on the burial grounds of these Native Americans. Now, not many people are talking about that. So why don't, let's say you're big on that. Well, why don't you share articles and maybe share your concerns about what you may think may happen because of a Trump presidency. Maybe you think that there's going to be, from research that you have done, something's going to go on with his environmental policies or corporation policies that are going to deeply affect that. Or again, whether you have a specific stance on, I'm using some of the hot ones out there, like big ones that really divide people. Let's say it's abortion, and you're concerned that his views are going to be, do this with the, with our country. I would argue that it's important to understand how our system works. Unlike what's been going on for so many years now with executive orders and things being done like that, you have to get things passed through Congress, through the Senate, signed into law. That's where things are, how things should be done. So even with some of your concerns, my concerns, our concerns with what may happen with Trump being elected, it's also critical to understand that there's a process, or should be a process, and if that process isn't followed, his feet should be held to the fire. I'm hoping that you Trump supporters out there really keep in mind that one of the big issues that I know I had over these past 8 years was the use of executive order and unlawful breaking of the Constitution. Well, if Trump does the same thing, you guys better be out there railing against the same thing. Two wrongs don't make a right. So these are things, but we can discuss them. I think we can discuss them. I know if I put stuff out there, my goal is to not argue with somebody. My goal is to basically say, hey, did you know this? and I source where I'm getting the information from. So it's whether it's videos of people actually saying something or articles that were actually done that actually happened or that are actually happening. That's the other thing too. There's so much misinformation out there that it's critical that we would know exactly what we believe. So many people's belief systems are also predicated upon propaganda. And that's indisputable, guys. I mean, if you look at what went on in Nazi Germany and what they did through propaganda and how that was instituted over here, I mean, do some research on that. It's staggering to know the basically the agenda that has been put forth to keep people dumbed down, to keep people in the dark to reality, to what is actually going on. So I think if we take some topics that are really important to us, to each of us, whatever those topics may be, whatever your concerns may be, share them in a productive way, not basically saying, look, you idiots, look at what's going to happen. How is that going to open up a dialogue that is going to be able, that a person with an opposing view is going to be able to come back and say, well, wait a minute, did you think about this or did you see this? And then we have to be open-minded to then look at it, look at the information, and basically say, gosh, I just recorded a video on this yesterday after I sat down with an amazing 22-year-old girl that I was doing a fitness consultation with. She was 22 years old. We spoke for over 2 hours. And she has opinions and views that I don't agree with. And I know that I have certain things that she doesn't agree with. But we had the most civil conversation that I had in a long time with someone that is kind of on the opposite side of some things of me. And guess what? She was 22. We have adults that are in their 40s and 50s and can't even have a conversation with each other anymore because they're so divided, and it's all this hateful. You're an idiot, you're this, you're racist, you're sexist, you're this, you're that. Well, look, I got to tell you something. If you're going to just blanket label somebody with verbiage like this, it's over. There's no way you're going to have meaningful dialogue. Because I can tell you right now, you call me something like that, first of all, you better have the ability to defend it with logic and background on why you're saying that. But we're not going to have a very civil conversation. I'm not going to just sit there and take lies being spewed out about me or topics that I know that are maybe opposite of what you're saying. So I don't know. That's just my thought on this. You guys share with me what your thoughts on this. But take the post, tag people that you normally would have discussions with, whether they have the same views or differing views, and let's see if we can start better dialogue in this country. I hope you have a great day. God bless.